Steph may be out, but the Warriors' drama has spread onto the court. They got owned by the Rockets in a 21-point loss last night. Katie, not ready to talk about Draymond. Stephen A., Warriors crushed 21 points. Talk to me.
It was a disgraceful performance. And it's one of those situations where I find myself looking at one of the greatest players on the planet in Kevin Durant, which I repeatedly state, and I'm looking in the mirror and saying, what the hell is going on? You get called out by Draymond Green. He shows back up on the court for the first time since his suspension. And you put forth that kind of putrid error. Don't get me started with Draymond Green either, 0 for 3 from the field or whatever. But I'm not looking for him for offense. But you're going up against the Houston Rockets, who you're facing in the Western Conference Finals. Everybody knows what Draymond said to you by now. I've reported it. My brother Chris Haynes reported it. A few people reported it. We know what he said to you. He said it to you in the huddle the night of the Clippers, which caused this whole controversy. He sat up saying, said, the hell with you. You were trying to walk out the door anyway. Leave now. We don't need you. We won before you got here. We'll win after you gone. Total disrespect. Total disrespect to KD. And this is how you respond? You respond attempting just 15 shots? We're sitting on the bench wearing your hood? Sitting there chilling? In a 30-point blowout loss? To the Houston Rockets? You got to be kidding me. That's a disgraceful performance. Absolutely disgraceful. Now, it's just one game, and I understand that. And I'm not one of these people that's going to sit up there and say, well, you know what? It's over for the Warriors. What we saw is over. I'll tell you what's over. The future. The future. As we're looking at this team right now, Kevin Durant don't want to be there. You understand? Everybody's made from a different cloth, Max. Some people can take certain things, certain people can't. You saw KD on the bench, his face cringing. We know what he said. I just told you what was said to him. Obviously, it's something that hit him hard and hurt. And then, oh, by the way, you got nothing to say to Draymond. But you're going to go at a reporter and you're going to sit up there and say, see, this is moments like this where I really, really miss being a reporter. Did you imagine if he sat up there and you're going to tell me how to do my job? You're going to tell me not to. I can understand you not commenting. I can understand you saying no comment. I can understand you saying you're not talking about that no more. You're going to look a reporter in the face and tell him, don't ask me again, like you're going to do something if he did ask you. Man, there's moments like that where I really, really, really miss being that guy at that report. Can you imagine? If you're going to dare me to ask you, I'd have shut everybody down and asked the same question over and over and over. Like, what you think you're going to do if I ask you? What you talking about? You don't have to answer, but you're going to tell me what to ask and what not to ask? So, in other words, you on the bench and you upset because Draymond, you didn't go hard at Draymond, but you're going to go hard at a reporter. And it's just, you know what? Go ahead, Max. I'm just going to drink my tea this morning. I ain't even had time to drink my tea yet. That's how bad it's been. Oh, by the way, I left out the flat. I had a flat tire on the way to the office. I didn't even bring that up.
This has nothing
to do. Very agitated
your mood
morning.
has nothing to do with the snowstorm or how long you were in the car or your flat tire. This morning, when we prep for the show, sometimes Stephen A will say, give you a little peek behind the curtain, y'all just come to me and let me go. And Stephen A, I agree with everything you just said. And there's no reason to even go over those details. I want to bring this up.
Sure.
It has not escaped my attention that this is all happening when? Who's missing right now?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Well, he was on the bench.
He's not on the floor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was on Zach Lowe's podcast the other day, and we were arguing about Steph Curry. His greatness. And I said, look, if you're one of the greatest players who ever lived, I'm sorry, you can't not score a point on your home court in a Game 7 when your team won 73 games and then lose on your home court, throwing away careless passes, etc. That counts against you. There are things that count against Steph. He's been something less than his best self when they've needed him most in some finals games. Counts against you, just as LeBron choking in Miami counts against him against Dallas.
Game 3, Dallas, NBA Finals.
On all the fourth quarters against Dallas, he just went away, playing hot potato, didn't want the ball. But he overcame that, and he has left a great legacy so far. And Steph also. Let me talk about the things that make Steph special. The Warriors, which is one of the greatest dynasties of all time, exist because of Steph Curry. He is the identity of that team more than anybody else. He's the engine that drives it. He's the unselfish superstar where the ball doesn't stick, where he sets the off-ball screens, as I mentioned, where he shoots from a million miles away, which no one ever did before, but he made it okay, where he hooks up his teammates, where although Draymond is the vocal leader and everything, clearly with Steph on the floor, you don't have these problems. Think about removing Steph Curry, even though KD's the best player and Draymond's the heart and soul and all that stuff, and Clay's the greatest shooter and all that stuff. You take Steph off the floor, the Warriors aren't the best team in basketball. He is a special kind of superstar and the linchpin of one of the greatest dynasties of all time, and you see what it looks like without him.
Listen, all of that may be true, but at the end of the day, I think this is far more personal where it transcends Steph Curry. You have a situation with a guy like Draymond Green, who is right. They did win a championship before KD ever got there. They did go to back-to-back NBA Finals appearances before KD ever got there. A matter of fact, they went through KD the second go round before getting to the NBA Finals. So he definitely has evidence there. But in a huddle, going from regulation to overtime, because he was ticked off that KD so demonstratively slapped his hand on the chair and complained about not getting the ball near the end of regulation against the Clippers on Monday night. Draymond Green responded. And you can go back, and I've gone back and watched the video several times. You could see KD's face cringe. And you were like, what the hell is being said at that particular moment in time? And then you learn that KD was like, go ahead and leave. I'm sorry, Draymond was like, go ahead and leave.
But you know what?
We won what we won without.
That play doesn't even happen if Steph is on the floor because Draymond's not bringing the ball up.